Great Grand Rising, come on in. Let's get ready to identify energy drains today. With that being said, beloved, come on, let's get ready to go ahead and activate the success mind. I'm going to go ahead and throw a Great Grand Rising up here on Facebook, and we're going to get the comments started. I want us to be very interactive today. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's see, let's make sure we're up. Okay, there we go. Let me just put a grand rising here. Grand afternoon, grand evening, wherever you are tuning in from. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and activate the success mind. We're going to sit with our feet flat, back straight, hand on heart, hand on core. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Let's relax from the crown of the head. Allow the skin over the scalp to relax. That pulls the face down, the eyes, the cheeks. Allow the tongue and the mouth to relax. Drop those shoulders down from the ear. Sit erect. Relax the torso, the arms, the fingers. Come on. The core, the thighs, the legs, the feet. Uncross your feet. Toes. Everything relax. Deep breath in. Turn that focus inward now. Inward. Inward to your safety zone. Inward to the sacred sanctuary. Inward to infinite power. Unlimited potential. Enormous possibility. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's just drop down a little deeper. Let's just relax just a little more for about a good 30 seconds. Tap in to zero. Neutrality. All is well. All is well, beloved. Nothing missing. Nothing broken, no place to be, nothing that needs to be done. I surrender all. I let go. I let God. I'm now open to receiving all the good I desire and deserve. It is a wonderful, wonderful day, beloved. And let's go and let's dive right in. We want to go deeper. Come on, give me a great grand rising. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are with me. Today, we are talking about identifying energy drains. We started laying the foundation for this yesterday. We wanted to look at what lowers your frequency. Grand Rising, Jewel, what lowers your vibrational frequency? And so when we start looking at energy awareness, and I gave you the assignment yesterday to really start looking at the things that drain your energy, to just really monitor yourself. And I got my notes here, right? Just monitor yourself, because I'm trying to keep this in a way where I can compile this in the very near future and probably put it into book form. So that's why I'm referring to my notes more than I normally would, okay? So when we start looking at energy drains and looking at what lowers the energy, what lowers your frequency, we started monitoring that yesterday, looking at that, looking at activities, thoughts, environments, and we said food, all of these things that can lower your vibration, that lowers your frequency, that distracts you, that takes you off course. And so we want to begin to process and bring remedy to that. So when we start looking at cultivating this deeper self-awareness, because remember, this is the year for mastery. So everything we do, we kind of want to like 10x it. We want to just take it to the next level, all right? So today, what I want to do is I want to look at a few more things that can create an energy drain for you. And so it's important for us to be very conscious, as I shared on yesterday, that how, I ate a little bit too much of the kryptonite food for me. And then, but what I notice is that when I do that, like I said, not only is it an energy drain mentally and emotionally, it's a demotivator, right? I want you to really be aware of that, because if we don't have this level of in-depth self-consciousness and self-awareness, we will think that we're being led to do or not do certain things because the motivation is low. There's no inspiration. You feel tired and you feel like maybe it's time for a shift. It's time for something different. Y'all give me a great grand rise and let me know that you're here, right? So when we allow these energy drains, when they come in and we feel low in energy, we feel demotivated, right? We feel uninspired. Sometimes we'll disconnect from things, opportunities, people, and sabotage ourselves. And it was all because either you had thoughts that were not in alignment with your highest ideals, your goals, your vision, your dream. You entered environments that was full of negative energy, right? Or you may have engaged in activities. Hey, Rogue, thanks for joining us live, Andrea. All right. So, with that being said, many times when you don't have this conscious self-awareness of what's an energy drain for you, then we begin to make all different kind of assumptions based on how we're feeling. So as I explained, when I ate too much of my kryptonite food and how my energy was just so low, how I just didn't want to do this, but when you create a habit, that's why we always tell you with that 1 in 7 tool, when you create a new habit, that habit would trump the demotivation. It'll trump not being inspired. It'll trump everything in the ego mind telling you quit, stop, don't go, don't do it. So when I hit pockets like that and I recognize that this is a residue of what I did is lingering, when it's prompting me to quit, when it's prompting me to give up or let go or just stop, because I'm not a quitter by any stretch of the words, but there are times you could talk yourself out of doing things, but you have to recognize, okay, is this truly my highest self, the Holy Spirit's guidance, whatever language works, telling you it's time to stop, it's time to let go? Or is it everything that's been activated in the lower realms? Is it the lower energy just moving and driving you, causing you to want to become misaligned with your true purpose? So today, let's look at just a few more things that demotivates, that drain energy. Then we can come back and start really using tools to start raising the vibration. And you're going to stay with gratitude no matter what. This is High Frequency February. You're going to stay with gratitude no matter what, okay? So number 1 today that we're adding, I don't want to say number 1, let's say number 5, because we talked about very broadly, we talked about activity, thoughts, environments, and food that could be energy draining. So today for number 5, I want to look at emotional suppression. This is key, beloved. This is key. Or unprocessed trauma. Now, when you look at this, why it lowers your frequencies, I'm going to look right at my notes, right? When emotions like grief, anger, fear, regret, looking at denial that certain things are happening, when these things are suppressed rather than processed, they create energetic blockages. Put that in your notes. Energetic blockages. And so in Mastery and SSL, we're going through many of the things that block us. Wait, my timer went off. We're going through many of the things that begin to block and stagnate energy, and how to clear that out in your soul houses and your chakra systems, so that we don't get these energy drains. So when emotions are unprocessed or they are suppressed, They create energetic blockages in the body and your aura. This stagnant energy can weigh down your vibrational state. Beloved, we've been dealing with this all of our lives. Come on, if you can resonate that there have been times when you were in denial, you was just like acting like something wasn't the case when you knew it was the case, when you encountered things. And we're not even going to go deep into looking and searching, because 9 times out of 10, you already know what you're trying to suppress, what's not processed. And this is where we wake up, beloved, and we become grown-ups and we become mature, because you cannot come into mastery if you cannot confront what needs to be processed, what needs to be challenged. We have to be willing to look at it. And I'm not even talking about in a fighting or combative way. Even if you are a warrior, you have to be a warrior from a space of calm, peace, and balance, and knowing. When this is another topic for another day. As a warrior, if you're always in resistance, there's a way to combat and to go into warfare without being in resistance and without clenching and bawling and having all this fuel and this anger. The greater way to do it is to come from a place of light, to come from a place of love, to come from a place of knowing, absolutely knowing that I'm moving from point A to point B. I just am. That's the warfare right there. Shifting the mindset, coming to a place of knowing within yourself, and not always being in this stance of, I gotta box, I gotta fight my way through. That's going to create more things for you to have to fight your way through. But when you have a loving knowing, an all-powerful knowing, beloved, you've just taken all the struggle and the strain out of your fight. You can be a fighter, but you don't have to be fighting and resisting and restriction and limitation and isolation, right? Okay, so when we look at this, what lowers your frequency? Emotional suppression. You have to breathe through this, because trust me when I tell you, 9 times out of 10, you're not even aware of the things that you are suppressing. So how do you know when you are suppressing emotions or there's trauma that's not been processed? The signs are you feel emotionally heavy. Anytime you start feeling heavy, right? That is a sign to you that there is an emotion that's being suppressed. There is something that needs to be processed and worked through that you're avoiding. That's where soothing comes in. That's how we end up soothing ourselves, because we're not processing emotion. Watch this. And all the emotions that you're not processing, all of it doesn't have to be traumatic. It doesn't even have to be that deep sometimes. It could be that, you're suppressing the emotion of feeling lonely. And you're suppressing that rather than processing it, so that you can begin to nurture yourself and do things that will help you feel less lonely, rather than just soothing and stuffing that down. So anytime there is a feeling of emotional heaviness, or you're experiencing just a lot of tension in the shoulders, tension in the body, right? Anytime you have all of this tension, recurring negative thoughts on a loop. Y'all know that I call it the creepy crap. Recurring negative thoughts on a loop that just keep going around and around and around. Or you experience unexplained fatigue. All of these are signs that you are suppressing something that's draining your energy. And when your energy is drained, your life force is being drained. When your life force is being drained, we're allowing and opening up the door for physical ailments, for unexplained phenomena in the body. pain just shooting up out of nowhere. There are emotions and things that are unprocessed. So how do we start shifting this, right? So for everything that we talk about, we want to start looking at how do we start shifting this, right? First of all, you have to be willing to come into calmness. You have to be willing to breathe, right? So instead of suppressing emotions, practice conscious emotional release, such as what? Breath work, being still and breathing through and then asking. It could be simple. I've dealt with this many times in my life. When I notice that I'm engaging in a soothing technique rather than a transforming technique, and I just simply needed to ask myself, what am I avoiding? Anytime you start reaching for what's comfortable, what's familiar, what's going to soothe you, you ask the question, what am I avoiding? What is the emotion I don't want to feel right now? This doesn't have to be heavy, beloved, because in our community, we don't do this. We don't do all of this digging from the mindset where it's heavy, it's weighty. You will feel uncomfortable. That was the whole reason for avoiding the emotion in the first place. But then you get to a place where you ask yourself, what is it that I don't want to feel? And 9 times out of 10, it could be something simple. I feel lonely. I feel abandoned. I feel disliked. It could be something, and then you deal with that. And then when the emotion comes up, okay, I feel like I'm just disliked. I feel like I'm just hated. Then you just go deeper and you breathe through that. And then you ask yourself, is that really the truth? And then you always look at your positive, your negative, your pros and your cons. Because remember, beloved, the ego mind only wants you to see what's negative, what doesn't feel good, what you feel is scarcity, lack, or mistreatment. That is what the ego mind is going to always zero in on. But trust me when I tell you, for all the unpleasant things that have happened, there were very good things that happened. For everyone that showed you they didn't like you, there was somebody that showed you they did like you. You just don't see them. You don't even remember them because the ego mind wants to overwhelm you with staying small, with shrinking and hiding, right? So it takes a grown-up, mature attitude to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to process this. Lovingly and gently, I'm going to process this, right? So where we are in our community, we take everything from a loving standpoint. So the way to do it, the easiest way to do it, is to immediately, when you notice there's something I'm suppressing. Now, this is when you're more mature. Everybody needs to start at the level where you're willing to process. But in my community, I teach you to process with love. So the first thing that we do when we come to inquire, what is going on? What is it that I don't want to feel? I feel uncomfortable right now. I don't feel good. Immediately start expressing gratitude for yourself. Start expressing love for yourself. Start talking about all the things you love about yourself. This is why we do these exercises, beloved. When I tell you, sit down and write down 25 things you like about yourself. That's the reason, yes, Jewel. Yes, it's awesome. That's the reason why I tell you there's a method to my genius. I don't want to say my madness anymore. There's a method to my genius. This is why you have to arm yourself. You have to start bringing up all the good things about you, because the ego mind is only going to let you see the things that are not pleasant, not good, don't feel good, because it wants to shrink you, keep you small, keep you hiding. That's not what we want. So when we come in to inquire, and we know we have to begin to transform some limiting beliefs, some suppressed emotion. And as soon as you feel the uncomfortability, now when you work with me one-on-one and we go through these kind of processes, I will guide you through the uncomfortable till we get to the loving, right? I feel uncomfortable right now. You have to peek in there enough to ask yourself, why am I uncomfortable? Why don't I feel good? But if the feeling is overwhelming, then you immediately shift from that into love, into what you like about yourself, what's good about yourself. Start having gratitude. You have to go there, and we're going to end with that today. Go into the place of gratitude. Yes, so this is the prayer formation for today. I feel and I sense the uncomfortability in my body, and I recognize this is information. This is information in my cellular memory telling me I'm uncomfortable. But I'm not going to be fearful. Today, I choose to love myself. Put your hand on your heart. I choose to have gratitude for myself. Thank you, Ilona. Thank you for being strong. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always going. Thank you for moving forward. Thank you for never quitting. You are so smart. You are so pretty. You are so lovely. People just love you. Everywhere I go, people go out of their way to make things right for me. I am loving. I am kind. I am the priest of the Lord. I'm a minister of Christ. Come on, you just start affirming yourself and just loving yourself. Can you agree with this? Can you resonate with this? Come on, talk back to me. And this is the way we do it. Deep breath in, exhale. We'll be right back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern, for the next day and the next iteration of this. Your assignment, start becoming more consciously aware of what is draining your energy, what is distracting you, what is getting your attention. And before I go, I got to breathe again, because I've come so far away from inquiring and looking at trauma and constantly going through healing and needing healing into affirmation, into prayer formation, into loving myself. So today, we're going to raise the vibration with gratitude. We raise the vibration with gratitude. We raise the vibration with gratitude. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Thank you that I woke up this morning. Thank you. I'm in my right mind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I can. I can do this. I can do this. I remember when I was in pastoral ministry at New Life, and I shouted out this war cry, just came out of nowhere. And I'm not even going to attempt to do it, but I began to just bellow out, oh, I can do this. I can, Jewel. And we did it loud. Oh, I can do this. Yes, that right there just starts breaking up static energy. Oh, I can do this, right? Just bellowing that out, breathing through that, and it immediately start raising the vibration. I can, and I am. I am that I am, and I will be what I will be when I need to be it. All right, lovelies, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day, and we'll be right back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern, and then we'll see how we'll go from there. All right, bye for now.